V has just dropped some ridiculous photos that people are freaking out about. We have what people think V's reaction would be to Jennie's smoking scandal and what that is about. And then we have people saying that V and Jennie probably smoked together. And speaking of smoking, we need to talk about today's sponsor. Have you heard that the flavor air category is quickly becoming the leading solution to bad habits? Just like how K-pop idols lead trends in music and fashion, Fume is leading a whole new movement towards better habits. We all know someone with a bad habit they're trying to ditch. Well, what if there was a better alternative that helps kick those habits in an enjoyable way? Something they can take out with them. As a K-pop fan, I'm always inspired by the dedication and discipline of my favorite idols. They're always all about making healthy choices to maintain their peak performance. Imagine if they used Fume, an award-winning flavor air device that draws flavor to your mouth. It's not a vape, no vapor, no nicotine, and no batteries needed. You can use it anywhere, guilt-free with its non-toxic flavors, plus it looks awesome and is made to fidget with, calming anxiety and satisfying clicks and snaps. Just listen to this. I received a sample of all the delicious Fume flavors, and today I'm going to show you how easy it is to use. First, you take your Fume device and select your flavor. I'm choosing Crisp Mint because it's refreshing and subtly sweet. Simply insert the flavor core into the device like this, and due to YouTube policies, I can't demonstrate using it on camera, but trust me, it's a great experience. Fume has served over 300,000 customers, and you could be the next success story. For a limited time, use my code DAVEDECIDE to get your free Fume base when you order the Journey pack. It's the all-new magnetic stand from your Fume device. Head to tryfume.com, that's tryfum.com, and use the code DAVEDECIDE or scan the QR code on screen to get your free Fume base when you order your Journey pack today. There have been some photos that have gone viral because V has put it out and people have gone feral over it. Now, there was a bit of a, I don't want to say controversy because it's not bad, but it was a debate that people had where they were saying that the next era of BTS was about them taking their shirt off. Now, when V was on a talk show, specifically Suga's talk show, he talked about the second chapter of BTS having nothing to do with taking their shirt off. People quickly realized that this was a lie because it seemed like photos, videos, and everything that was coming out was of the boys shirtless. And to me personally, I think that that was definitely not their intention. Like, being shirtless wasn't the concept they were going for. However, being shirtless was something that they wanted to show that made them seem like they were grown and that they were adults now and seemed like less of a teenager or a kid. And being shirtless, I don't even mean in a sexual way, is a part of growing up. Showing that as a part of growing up, maturing, because that's kind of how people are on the day-to-day. I remember a long time ago, I think it was JK who talked about how there were a lot of photos on his phone of just the members being shirtless, and that's why he couldn't post it, or maybe this was Jin, but either way, it shows that this is a more raw, authentic self. Now, recently a photo was put out where it showed V blow drying his hair, obviously shirtless because that's what you do when you blow dry your hair after the shower. You're probably shirtless, and it was a photo where he was biting the end of the blow dryer. He has his little nozzle that I think all the hairdressers recommend that you have because it kind of controls the wind in a specific way. But if it's something that's necessary, then put it in when I buy a blow dryer. Like, it shouldn't be something that I buy separately. And so it was also really cute that V was biting it, and a lot of people were very turned on maybe by this photo. It was not only huge because you see him making a cute face and doing something that's really cute, however, you see his chest also, and it looks like he has pecs and it's becoming really buff. So people were definitely freaking out about this, saying that it looked like he was looking a little buff in these pictures. Now, since the photo just recently came out, people are saying that this means that something is about to drop very soon. This is not unheard of. This is pretty common that when the members decide to drop a photo or some sort of image, that probably means that something is coming. But also, this is not like a selfie that they just took and posted it. This seems to be a photo where obviously this is a photo shoot and it has a filter on it, there's some editing going on, the hair is styled here, and there's some sort of artistic look to it, and clearly some sort of production behind it. And so I'm very excited to see what happens next, what he may drop. Now, if you're unaware, V has recently been in a bit of controversy, and what has happened is apparently Jennie, where people believe obviously she is his former lover and she is in a scandal. The scandal is something interesting because anything that Jennie would obviously do now is connected to V or the BTS members because they were believed to be dating, and this then becomes an issue where now there's a fan war over a scandal or member. So if you're not aware of what happened, Jennie recently posted a vlog, and in the vlog she was believed to be in Italy, and she took a hit of what seems like a vape, and she was indoors doing her makeup and all that stuff. Now, this has become a big issue because it's believed that not only in Korea is it illegal to smoke indoors, but in Italy as well. So now she allegedly violated the law. Now, people are coming down really harsh on her, saying that she needs to be punished to the full extent of the law, and apparently it's believed that something is happening in terms of an investigation. And and a lot of people are very angry that she did this. Now, when I see something like this happen and I see a scandal like this happen, I tend to think that this is so stupid, because I tend to think that this is coming from someone who just doesn't like Jennie. Never did, hates her for whatever reason, or is just jealous and now has ammunition to attack her by saying stupid things like, oh, well, I've been a fan for a really long time and no, she doesn't deserve leniency here. And I've even seen people say that she should be punished to the full extent of the law. Now, is it illegal? Yeah, probably. I don't actually know the law, so I can't say for sure, but a lot of things are illegal. I mean, this seems to me to be the same as someone jaywalking and the community going down on them saying that they should be arrested because they broke the law. Like, how do people even know that vaping indoors is against the law? Like, a lot of people do this, and I've only ever seen people hide it because they're afraid of being caught by a teacher or a boss or something. So many people vape indoors, and typically vaping, I don't know for sure, but it was, I believe, made with the intention of being okay to vape indoors and it didn't leave a horrendous smell or whatever it was. And many people are actually vaping indoors. Like, I think I see it so much that in my mind, I'm not even sure that it's even a big deal anymore. And furthermore, she also posted it in her video, so clearly she didn't think it was a big deal. She probably felt like all of her friends or family or anyone that she knows does the same thing. So I guess she probably just assumed it wasn't a big deal at all. This again was one of those things where I say that people want to get angry at something so they can make anything and anything be well known, or anything that is known within the area, to say that that is the reason why the celebrity is a horrible person, because they broke the law of jaywalking or something, even though it's a law that is pretty commonly broken all the time. There's a lot of people saying that V would have a reaction to Jennie smoking indoors, could be upset or whatever it is. However, they are not together, and that was a long time ago. Even if they were together, I don't even think that he would think it's a big deal at all. He probably does it as well. I mean, they have vapes on their hands, sometimes in their photos or whatever it is, so chances of them actually doing it indoors is probably pretty high. But it's not a big deal. They probably wouldn't be upset if they saw other people doing it again. Jennie put it in her video, so she definitely didn't think it would be a big deal. There's a lot of people even associating both of them together to say that when they were dating, or if they were dating, that they probably were blowing smoke at each other or whatever it was. And this has become this thing where now they're bundling two things together, where it was supposed to just be a scandal from one person, now it's a scandal for both of them. And that just doesn't make any sense at all. It never made any sense to me. Like, how a celebrity gets into a scandal, suddenly their significant other also gets into a scandal as well. They are two separate people. Also, the argument of if someone is a bad person and then their significant other is dating them, that they are also a bad person, doesn't make sense, because the idea of someone thinking, or the public thinking, that someone is a bad person is so skewed, because we see like 10 minutes of them, and then to assume that because they're a bad person and their partner isn't leaving them, that makes their partner a bad person, while not including the fact that someone can't just leave. It's not that easy. But because you might have kids with them, you might have things tied up with them, like, it's just not that easy to just leave. Sometimes it's more convenient to just stay. I don't think there would be a negative reaction from V, and I don't think that this is a big deal at all for it to warrant either an investigation or warrant people being angry at this. How are you angry at someone vaping indoors? Because this affects you how? Most people who are saying this, are they even Italian? Let me know what you think. Make sure you check out Patreon for more videos, link down below. Thanks, just leave a comment right here. Love you, bye.